Good morning, folks. Thanks for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. I don't normally say this at the beginning, I say it at the end, but if you enjoy the content, like, subscribe. I'm trying to build the channel up. I'll be doing some fishing videos also, like I mentioned in some other videos. I tried to do one this past weekend, kind of assuming that I would remember how to use the GoPro, and it was just a disaster because I'm old and my memory lasts about 3 seconds. But anyway, we'll get it right. We'll get it right. I'll just have to do some tutorials or something, and we'll get back on the train there. So today we are going to talk about the good old ball and chain. It's not the most popular technique. I think it used to be more popular. At least when I was younger, it was much more popular. And then again, we didn't have a lot of the techniques we do now, so a lot of us did it. So what is the old ball and chain? For those of you that don't know, it is also known as the Carolina rig. Okay, this is what we have here. This is a traditional Carolina rig, all right? There's a swivel right here. I got 2 glass beads there. You can do the glass beads how you want. It's kind of there to protect the knot. That is a 3/4 ounce lead egg sinker, okay, and it just slides and it'll go down to that swivel there. And then you have a leader on the other end. This one has a Strike King Game Hog. It's the I don't know if they call it a baby or what it is, but it's the smaller version in watermelon candy. And the neat thing about the Carolina rig is I keep colors pretty simple. Typically watermelons, green pumpkins, but you can Carolina rig a lot of different baits. The good thing about a Carolina rig is it's sort of a slow technique, but you cover water quick, if that makes any sense. Okay, sweep the rod, that bait will flutter up, and then it glides down when you stop moving the weight. Depending on the bait, it's going to move a little bit different. And my typical baits for Carolina rigging would be a brush hog, a dead ringer, like a Zoom speed craw, and a Senko works really good. And then you just adjust the leader, right? You can get down to, I'll go as short as 18 inches at times. It really depends on what you're kind of fishing around. That one was a fairly long leader from Clear Lake and fishing some sparse grass areas. The nice thing is the bait doesn't hang up in the grass like fishing a Texas rig. It'll float down, and if it lands on top of something, it might hang out there. So it's going to do some things that the fish aren't used to seeing all the time. We'll say a Texas rig or a jig. It works year round. Obviously, there's some times that are better than others, but it's not limited to fishing certain areas per se. You can fish it on flats, you can fish it deep, you can fish it shallow, points, rocky points, muddy points. It really doesn't matter. Go ahead and experiment. It's a great rig for fishing ponds and from the bank. I wouldn't throw the 3/4 ounce in that situation. I'd probably throw a half, just because it'll snag less. And that egg sinker doesn't snag too bad. It's pretty easy to pop out. Some people with that rig may not like. It's a pain in the butt to tie up. It's not really that bad, but it does take a little effort. Changing leader lengths can be an issue, but we have a solution for that. And this is on my other St. Croix. So that first rod was a Daiwa Tatula Elite 7'6". It's a flipping stick. It has kind of a parabolic bend. This one is the St. Croix Victory 7'4" heavy fast action. So pretty similar to that. 3/8 to half ounce, or 3/8 to 1.5 ounce, I'm sorry. So this rig is a little bit different in that if you want to change your leader length on this, it's really easy. You just slide these, you pinch these with pliers and it opens up the hole, and then you can slide them back and forth. So I do like the traditional, but this is really, really good when you're trying to figure out leader length. You can just quick adjust, right? You can make it longer, you can make it shorter. There's your 1/2 ounce egg sinker, 1 bead, and then 2 of those, I believe it's called Carolina Keeper. They're really inexpensive. Like I said, they're real easy to use. Makes it real easy to adjust your leader length. It's as quick as, I don't have pliers sitting here. But again, just pinch it, slide it down, slide it up, whichever way you want to go. It's really convenient. There's that Zoom Speed Craw. This is a great bait for this. Some of the beaver style baits work really good too, because they glide. When you sweep the rod, it causes that bait to glide up off the bottom. It'll come up and then it'll kind of glide back down, which is kind of what I imagine this doing also. So rod length, you heard already, I go with typically 7'4" to 7'6". Some people like to do a braid to the swivel on the typical rig. I'm more of I don't like braid, because with that weight pulling your line down into the rocks, I just feel like it could fray it, and I don't want to take that chance. So I use fluorocarbon. At times I might use, it really depends, I'll use fluorocarbon. If I'm using a shorter leader from a swivel, I might use like Berkley Big Game 15 pound. This of course is straight fluorocarbon. This is FC Sniper 16 pound. There's a place I have here closer to home that's really a 4-bay. It's not overly deep, so this rig is really nice for that. It makes it easy, because if the grass is really short, I can shorten it down. If the fish are a little more aggressive, if they're a little lazier and they really want that bait kind of hanging, then you can go to a longer leader. But typically the advantage of a Carolina rig, and why you want the heavier weight, is because it makes a disturbance on the mud. You know, it'll kick up a dust trail similar to what a crawdad would do when he's scurrying across the bottom. So people that fish the Carolina rig love the Carolina rig. They swear by it. They don't talk about it a lot, and people that don't seem to despise it. Me, I've had too many really good days fishing a Carolina rig, especially in the pre-spawn, and I'm going to give you a little tidbit here on the pre-spawn. A bait that's worked really well for me is a Zoom dead ringer. And again, same typical colors: green pumpkin, watermelon red. I don't get too far away from that with the Carolina rig. If you're in some dirtier water, maybe a June bug, but I keep it pretty simple. Again, it's a great way to cover water fairly quickly, because you can make really long casts with it. If you've tried some other baits, you see fish are there, they won't eat your crankbait, banging on the bottom, they won't eat your jig. Before you give up on it, make a couple casts with the Carolina rig, see if that might be the ticket. And it works on all species: spotted bass, smallmouth bass, and particularly largemouth bass, which is most of what we have around my area, although we do have all. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I do respond to everybody. Again, if you like the video, please smash that like button, and more importantly, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to bring you some more great content, and we will get that camera working, that GoPro, so we can bring you some on the water footage. We have to do it soon, because tournament season's just around the corner. Thanks for watching.